Chapter 15. The Plan. Mr. Trump's day had been busy and he completely forgotten all about the two boys had been banished to the detention room. By the time the final bell rang at 2:45 p.m., George and Harold had finished their very first comic book. "Hey, this comic book turned out very good," said George. "Yep," said Harold, smiling. "I bet we could make copies of this and sell them for 25 cents each." No. Wait, no. "I'll bet we could make copies of this and sell them for 25 cents each," said George. The two boys gathered their things and walked to the front door of the school. "We should start our own comic book company," said Harold. "Let's do it," said George. "We could call it Treehouse Comics, Inc." "Why Treehouse?" asked Harold. "'Cause my dad's building me a treehouse in our backyard," said George. "It's going to have electricity and TV and everything. We can make our own comic books." "Awesome," said Harold. George and Harold walked by the trash bin and where Kipper's friends were just about to miser killer wedgies to a complaint of kindergartens. "Oh, Kippy," said George. The boys turned and saw George reaching for his tie. Suddenly their eyes filled with horror. They released their prey and they ran away, waving their arms and yipping like wiener dogs. "I think I'm going to wear a tie every day from now on," said George. "I think that's a great idea," said Harold. As George and Harold walked home, the two friends talked about their favorite movies and games, watched videos on the funniest, and what kind of bubblegum blew the best bubbles. Said Harold. All that talk about bubblegums make me hungry." Come on over to my house," said George. I make a meat peanut butter gummy worm sandwich." "Really?" said Harold. "Yep," said George. George said, "The secret is chocolate syrup." "Okay," said Harold. Soon the boys reached George's house and headed for the backyard. George's dad was hard at work building George's new treehouse. "Hey, Pop," said George. "Hey, buddy," said George's dad. "How was your first day of school?" "Okay," said George. "And who's your new friend?" George's dad asked. This is Harold," said George. "He's a good drawer." "Hello, Harold," said George's dad. "Hi," said Harold. "Well, we want work to do, Pop," said George. "Do you want us to bring a peanut butter gummy worm sandwich?" No thank you," said George's dad. The two new friends walked into George's house and made some sandwiches. And they got right to work. George and Harold knew it was up to them to stop Kipper Crump's regenerative of terror. So they made a long list of Kipper's strengths and weaknesses to get better understanding of their mortal enemy. After a few minutes, Harold began to feel discouraged. "This is terrible," said Harold. Kipper Crumb has so many strengths. I can only think of one weakness." "What's that?" asked George. "Well, he's kind of dumb," said Harold. George smiled and wrote "kind of dumb" under weakness. "That's all we need," said George.